everyone, it is Fontaine Felicia Foxworth back on my YouTube channel. I just am drinking this water because my oversoul told me that I need to start drinking more filtered water and doing yoga more and exercising and getting my body right and tight. Gotta be for a reason, so I'm listening. If your oversoul is telling you to take better care of your body, it's for a reason, so listen to it. Alright, so normally I don't often talk about the world scene and things happening politically, things happening around celebrity and all of that stuff. I've kind of veered away from that. But this message came through so strongly today, and I have to share it. It is about what is going on in the fashion industry, y'all, and the spiritual community as well, and any industry that has been exploitative in nature. Big shifts, okay? And then I'm going to finish the message with each of our needs to be courageous, to be brave, and unafraid to be transparent and whistleblowers. Okay, y'all? So here we go with this message. So as some of you have been aware, recently in the last weeks, there has been a bunch of the top high fashion designers that have been coming out with some crazy crap. I don't know if you've heard about Gucci with the blackface sweater. There was something that popped up with Prada and Montclair, and now Burberry with the suicide noose thing that they think is cute for whatever reason. It has really been so bizarre with a lot of these companies being completely tone deaf, these designers tone deaf, off, and just straight out racist, wrong, and people are starting to pull back away from these, top designers in the fashion industry. Now, the fashion industry is known to be exploitative in nature. And when I say that, it is known to appropriate so many things, steal from so many cultures, and take the credit for what they are producing. And that's one of my biggest gripes with a lot of the top high fashion, just being exploitative, being discriminative, being racist, and not being inclusive, all of that BS. And that's why, personally, I love style over fashion, high fashion, any day. Because that's when you can really pull from your own inner creative expression versus what has been kind of packaged in cut out for everyone to follow these modes in high fashion. Just my personal opinion. But this message came in so strongly about what is happening in this industry. Okay? With Gucci and Prada, Burberry, and all of these top leading, rich, couture, high fashion brands that have just had a hold on the consciousness of so many people in the world. Okay? I pulled some cards, and this Knight of Swords came in again. There is going to be a lot of rude awakenings for a lot of these top fashion brands, okay? They're going to do something stupid or like they have been, and there's going to be an abrupt and rude awakening for a lot of these brands because people are calling them out. People, certain rappers and people in the music industry, and then of course the wealthy buyers who contribute to, the success of these brands are speaking out about the injustice and about the foolery, that has been coming out of these brands. And there is really a mass shift away from supporting these brands that exploit, supporting these brands that do not give back, supporting these brands that are divisive, supporting kind of the people that are controlling everything in the fashion industry. Some really racist, messed up people. And so there has been a mass shift away from spending money on these brands. And at the end of the day, to me, that's all rich people problems. I'm going to be real with you because I've never bought a pair of Gucci nothing in my life, okay? But the control that it has on the community, the control that it has on especially, society when it comes to what's trendy and what's in is starting to shift. What does really affect people, you know, who are not in that tax bracket is really the mind control, the trends, making people feel like I gotta wear Gucci, I gotta wear this, you gotta have to have all this drip from all of this top. You know what I mean? It's literally like we are unable to think for ourselves. We are tunnel vision. We support it because it's the rich and flashy way of life. You know, all this materialism and this superficial BS. As you start to awaken, guys, all that stuff becomes so irrelevant to you. You know, the important things in life is what really starts to stand out. The important things about finding peace, okay, and happiness, and joy, healing. That is what becomes more important. So as we shift this paradigm into focusing on the things that our souls really need to mend, collectively, we're moving away from a lot of that materialism, from a lot of the fashion, you know, and just all that superficial shit, you know, that kind of has so much of our brain just plugged in. I gotta have this brand. I have to have that name brand, this and that. When I was growing up, you know, if you didn't have name brand stuff, if you didn't have Air Max, if you didn't have on Guess, if you didn't have on Tommy Hilfiger when I was in school, like, you know, then you was whack. You know what I mean? If you couldn't afford to get the name brand stuff, and that just from before we were out into the world and grown up, that's the first thing we worried about is how what we got on, what the brand is. You know, we are moving away from all of that crap that has controlled our psyches for so long, that makes us feel so bad about ourselves for being unable to afford certain things. And that's when you go and get the knockoffs. That's when you go and try to get this Louis bag, this, that, and the third, you know, the red bottoms and that, you know, so you can fit in, because that just kind of makes you feel validated that you have these material things. We are moving away from that, in it as it should be. And now the industries that have been exploitative in this way and have had all this power in this way to control us, they are starting to feel it on a mass level. And I am high-key happy, because I have forever had issues with this brainwashing, okay, when it comes to this materialism. So I, for one, am very happy that the matrix is starting to crumble in a way that these fashion brands and anything that has kind of historically controlled what we think is hot, what we need to buy, what we need to wear, what the drip that we need to have on to be fly, that is starting to crumble. People are starting to now truly support these other, you know, these high designer brands that are coming up from regular people, y'all. Regular people who put their heart, sweat, blood, and tears into creating art in the shape of, in form of clothing, okay, and jewelry. There are so many brands that are coming up, popping up, that deserve to shine, because it's given them a chance to really come out with their creativity and their art and be supported the way they should be. And I am so happy that the paradigm is shifting, so that we stop supporting all of these things backed by the powers that be, backed by the top percent in these different industries. I am so happy. Okay, so like I said, I pulled this card. There's going to be a rude awakening for so many of these brands, not just in fashion, but for instance, a Dove campaign came out where it was blatantly racist. So the H&M campaign came out with the little black boy on the shirt where it said "coolest monkey in the jungle." A lot of these brands, you know, what's happening is the universe is letting them just kind of slip through the cracks and making these stupid products, so that collectively we can rise up and say no more. And I am 100% here for it. So y'all better be careful with your intentions and what you put out there, because guess what? People are no longer going for the BS. All right. I also pulled the Judgment card. There you go. People are starting to call people out. There is a very active energy of atonement and accountability for the stuff that these brands that have been in power forever, y'all. The time to pay the piper. It is time to pay the piper Gucci, Burberry, and all of them. Okay, people are coming into their own inner authority and inner sovereignty, and we're going to get to that at the end of the video. And then I also pulled the Eight of Cups. It's time for these brands to stop, to start reflecting, going within, to seeing how things are changing. They've been able to get away with so much stuff behind the scenes as well. And now that it's all coming out into the open, there's a stalemate that's going to be happening collectively in the fashion industry. And people are going to have to start really looking back, really looking within, and really making some changes, because the energies will not allow for it as we shift into this new paradigm. They just won't. I, for one, will not be supporting anybody that has been exploitative in nature in any medium, and this includes the spiritual industry. Okay, I spoke about this before with a lot of the false light, but guess what, y'all? Whew. It's coming. It is time to pay the piper. I recently was on Twitter, and I found this article about the very prolific healer, energy healer, fairy, Audrey Kitching. You can find Audrey Kitching's quotes that it's been proven that she has plagiarized. I will post the article link in my description, because I'm serious about this. This is all a part of the shift away from everything that the Matrix has been pumping and fueling to further confuse and divide and tunnel, keep our vision tunnel visioned. Okay, Audrey Kitching, a recent article has come out that she has been very abusive to the people that worked with her. She started out in the fashion industry, or she was on some reality TV show called something trashy with the pink hair. She initially started out on MySpace, where she really blew up, and then she got into the reality TV, then she got into the fashion, and then she turned into this energy healer, and you can find Audrey Kitching stuff all over the internet. Okay, people who don't even know what she is reposting a lot of the stuff that she puts out, and she's amassed a huge following, and now all of this stuff has recently come out. Like I said, y'all, it's a judgment card, man. It is coming, and it's time to pay the piper. And I always intuitively have known something was not right about Audrey Kitching, but of course, the minute you say anything, you a hater or this, that, and the third. So I'm so glad that this has come out. Read that article, y'all. I was so shocked to find out that she was selling these crystal fairy dusted earrings, whatever you want to call it, for $148, when you can find them same pair of earrings off of AliExpress in bulk for less than $4 a unit. Like, come on, Audrey. I gotta drink water today. Shame on you, man. Like, she was literally telling people that she was making them. She was making these earrings when literally she wasn't making a damn thing, while paying her assistant $12 an hour to do all this work while she was in the tub soaking, or in her bed. Read the article, y'all. So as people begin to truly wake up and start to vibrate out of things like feeling like you need to have this brand of this or that brand of that, and when it comes to the spiritual community, when people start vibrating out of a lot of the false light that has been pumping mess in the starseed matrix, pumping confusion on top of our already conditioned psyches, as people start to wake up collectively, this mass awakening is occurring. These people are going to begin to fall. Okay, all of this ego that they have wrapped their livelihood around, and across the board in every industry, it's all going to start to fall when people stop supporting these industries, these individuals, these companies, these brands, whatever. It's happening, and I am 100% here for it. I am 100% here for the people who are truly walking in divine purpose and light, and awakening to their own inner sovereignty and authority to truly rise and finally be the ones to get a chance to shine. Okay, to finally get a chance to truly spread their light, to truly do what they've been here to do, you know, divinely. I'm so glad. Okay, so that brings me to the close of my message is about being brave. Okay, y'all, individually, being brave and having enough courage, okay, to stand up for yourself, to oust, not only publicly, if you're called to publicly, you know, say, you know what, I got something to say about this or that, you know, that needs to be said and the truth needs to prevail, do it. But this also has something to do within your own life, within your own connections, your family, your circle, your friends. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. If you have to say something to a toxic parent, partner, friend, sibling, say it through love, of course, but you have to come out with it. I've been very guided to say this to whoever needs to hear it. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Be brave, be courageous, okay? Don't be afraid to be transparent and honest and truthful. We need this in this world right now. We need people to stand up for their truth and speak it out loud and live out boldly, and we need that, because that is what is helping have all this other stuff start to crumble. All of these broader institutions that have been controlling the narrative, if we all stand up and push this brave, courageous, transparent energy into the world, that's going to start to help bring about this great collapse of all of the things that have been in position for so long. Okay? I just really feel the need to tell that to whoever needs to hear it. Be brave, y'all. Okay? You are a sovereign being. Okay? You are innately a sovereign spirit being, and you have this power that needs to be expressed and exerted. You know, you owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself to break free from any bonds, controlling, codependent relationships, any toxic connections you have with someone. Stand up for yourself, okay? Do not be afraid to be a whistleblower, whether that is publicly and you need to write a huge think piece and express and expose the truth, or if it's within your own circle, like I said, and you need to tell somebody something because you're no longer going to put up with a certain amount of BS, okay? Don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to feel like you're going to be outcast or afraid that you're going to be attacked, because if this is in alignment with your divine self, God, the universe, you will always be protected. Stand up for yourself, man. Stand up for yourself. And so that is the message, y'all. And I really hope that it resonates. I really was, drawn to say this. And let's keep kicking. Let's keep being our, vulnerable and honest and heart-centered, okay? Move from love. And before I end this, I want to say, even if what you need to say stems from a place of pain or anger or hurt, feel all of that fully, okay? Breathe all of that in and feel it all fully, so that when you release it, it comes from a place of clarity and understanding. It comes from a place of having unpacked and mended so many wounds, so that when you articulate what you have to articulate, it doesn't come off as like, nah, and I'm mad this, that, and I'm blaming this. No, it comes off as someone who is assertive in their convictions, someone who has integrity, okay, and someone who is not going to put up with any more BS across the board. It comes off as being someone that has cultivated the strength and who is not afraid, someone who is a warrior in light, in love, y'all. Okay, thank you so much for watching.